For all of those that said they didn't like Tommy, did you enjoy this episode 5? I know I did. Did it finally pick up the way that you guys wanted it to pick up? Streets caught a bunch of bodies. We saw relationships destroyed and broken apart. And we're going to talk about all those good events as we give my wife a little time to get in here, because we know our sisters, some of them be on that CPT time, man. Never can get somewhere on time. And you wonder how they graduate med schools and advanced degrees and all that. But she'll be in here in a few minutes. Let me quit talking so loud before she hear what I'm saying. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday. If you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe. Please go follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Let's get the social media numbers up. Be sure to put them hammers up for the homegirl Moochie, who is in the chat. She's also a big member of this team. Subscribe to her channel. And as we get ready to wait for the wife to get in here, before we deep dive in it, let me shout out Tressa C, Karen, Mally, King Mars, the whole crew that turns out all the time to keep this channel lit and legit. I'm grateful. And let's take some fan questions. What were some of the things that you guys wanted to happen? For me, Lilli is a ride or die. This bitch is a ride or die. Do you hear me? If I was going to form an organization and I needed to start out with somebody, I'm definitely going to find me a Lilli, because this chick done had her face slashed, her hand twisted, her finger twisted around looking like a question mark. She done been shot. Bullet wounds, stab wounds, all kinds of wounds, and she's still not talking. This is the kind of person you need on your team, the homegirl Lilli. She is unbelievably tough and is a sustainer. And look who we have, people on CPT time finally decided to arrive. How you doing, Crystal?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing just fine.
Okay.
How you feeling?
Feeling good.
How'd you enjoy this episode of Tommy?
It was a good episode. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Okay. Any thoughts you want to say before we get into this? You look marvelous, by the way.
Oh, thank
you. I like the way your hair is swooping to the side.
Oh, goodness.
And that high dollar makeup you got on your face by what Rihanna and all that. It looks nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now talk to us
No,
about
we
Tommy.
can just get into it. I'll say my comments as we go.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, she's acting very shy right now, but don't worry. Don't worry. I will have her twisting her lips all the hell up at some point in time in this review. So let's start off with a clip that I thought was very telling. It was touching because we seen somebody else who hadn't had a body. The street said they needed a body. This person called a body. Take a look at this.
The only thing I was wrong about was thinking you were the best Flynn to get this done.
Don't you fucking leave.
You're worthless to me now. Get the fuck off me! We're done.
Claudia Flynn done called a body. Honey, don't you remember me saying to you, why the hell do they have her chipping ice with an ice pick?
Uh-huh.
Don't you remember me saying that?
Yeah,
like
said, look how she can chip her ice.
Yeah,
Look how she can make her ice.
Where they do that at? Europe, somewhere she just chipped. And now we see what was the point in her chipping that ice, so that she could wind up catching her body. But you see, she didn't look too thrilled about catching that body.
She just looked, she had to do what she had to do, I guess. I don't know.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, in a couple of weeks, the person that just got will be coming right here to this channel. Paulina Wynn. She plays May on the show. Just died. She will be coming here to talk to us on the 23rd at 9 p.m. She's very excited. You guys make sure you tune in. I'm going to ask her all the tough questions. Like, why the hell you ain't survived long enough so that I could have seen my threesome with you, Claude, and Lilli?
Oh, goodness.
Or my threesome with you, Claude, and Tommy. Mm-hmm. Now it's going to have to be Tommy, Claude, and Lilli. That's what it's going to have to be. Landmine, Lilli, Tommy,
please.
and
that
Claude.
Ain't happening. Don't hold your breath on that.
Okay. Well, we know Tommy gonna get Claud draws. Okay, you don't think so? Well, we about to show you examples.
Okay.
See, I don't just make stupid arguments. I make arguments, y'all, and I support them with evidence. And I'm about to support my thesis with evidence. But first of all, in the very beginning, we see Tommy going through a period where he's hearing all the voices of issues he's having.
Mm-hmm.
He's hearing Daddy Flynn. He's hearing Lamont and Lilli. He's hearing Claudia. He's hearing all these voices. And he's looking at that fire like for a minute he wanted to set himself ablaze. Then he put the top off of it and was like, nah, I'm going to keep rolling. I enjoyed this scene because it's kind of like signifying, it's setting Tommy up to be his own man.
Mm-hmm.
When you saw this, you're like, this is Tommy's show.
Mm-hmm.
There's no attachment. There's no ghost. This is all Tommy.
Yeah.
How did you like this first scene with Tommy?
Yeah, I mean, it's just recapping all the, like you said, all the issues that Tommy has. So he basically has the weight of the world on his shoulders right now. He has conflicts with all these different people. He's trying to figure out how to pull it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's telling he's thinking. He's not just doing things on a whim like the old Tommy.
Right.
He's actually thinking and strategizing, and
he's playing chess this time.
Exactly.
As Diamond said to him, you a man that's 5 moves ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can, and I love this about Tommy. We're seeing a strategic, more calculated Tommy, and he gonna cancel Christmas on Musevich. That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna cancel Christmas. But this was funny to me. This is when Tommy met up with Claud in the very beginning. She ran him down to her Mercedes. Now, honey, the issue with Claud is she got this drug that'll knock your teeth out. Mm-hmm. But she has no way to move the product.
Right.
So that's where Tommy come in.
Right.
But Tommy had never tried the product. And we know Tommy ain't afraid to dibba-dabba in that sugar booger for the nose.
It just blows my mind how these people are just like, let me try. Like, you don't know what it's going to do.
Well, honey,
there's no reservation.
Look, if you go to a fine restaurant where you have the top chef, you don't think that top chef tries his food to make sure that it tastes good, the ingredients are pure and tasty?
The idea that you can get hooked.
Yeah, you can get hooked
on this stuff.
Yeah.
And they just like, whatever.
Well, you got to make sure. You got to make sure people ain't giving you baking soda and peroxide.
Yeah, you do.
Know?
But you taking a risk every time you take a hit off anything.
Well, just like I told y'all, Tommy gonna get these draws. And as you can see, the energy from Claud is with Tommy too, because she didn't have to put the stuff on her lip and kiss him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She could have rubbed it on her finger and said, here. Mm-hmm. But no, instead.
Okay.
She was kissing it like Jannara was licking Liliana's scar last week.
Right.
And what was the result of all that kissing?
She made her deal.
Tommy was knocked the fuck out.
Oh,
Tommy was laid out over this car the way I was laid out the first time I had one of your sugar cookies.
Oh, what?
I was laid, ladies and gentlemen, the first time way back before we got married, she made cookies for me. The first time she gave me her cookies, I'm talking about both the cookies, I was out like this too. Damn. Ain't no woman ever cooked me no cookies like this. You remember me telling you about that? Mm-hmm. I had never had cookies that good, honey.
Okay.
Fellas, get you a woman that can cook good cookies, and her cookies good too. So, did you think that was going to have to call the ambulance for Tommy? Look at this Negro.
I know.
He is having an out-of-body experience. His body is there, but his mind is somewhere else.
Right. I mean, and I was thinking, okay, she gonna leave him like that and just drive off. So he's supposed to get in the car and just drive off after all that.
Well, she said, I got something that's gonna kick your teeth in.
Oh my goodness.
And it done more than kick some teeth in. I thought Tommy was paralyzed for a few. I was like, damn, you gonna leave the man here in front of the theater? Mm-hmm. Well, I guess in front of the theater is the perfect place to leave him. Maybe they think he's out there acting or something, trying to make some money. But folks, I don't want nothing that's gonna leave me like this. Like, you can tell after my wife gave me them cookies, that's when I first seen my abs ever in my life at the age of like 32 or whatever it was. I was like, I don't need no more of them dangerous ass cookies. I don't want nothing that's gonna have me laid out on the trunk of a car, the hood of a car like this.
No, thank you.
Wow. Then we get back to another prediction me and Moochie made, putting them hammers up. We all said that at some point in time, they was going to use Landmine Lilli to concoct whatever this Dahlia stuff is that Claudia's got.
Right.
And Tommy ran right back to her and said, can you come up with a way to synthesize this stuff? And she was like, let's do it, but I need more.
Right.
I told you it was going to happen. Mm-hmm. Now, how are they going to use Landmine Lilli? Because we ain't done with the Serbs. We seen Jannard. I think Jannard, y'all post your comments if you believe me. He saved Lilli on purpose. I think that was why he done it, because he's got a little sweet spot for Lilli. Mm-hmm. Or is she gonna be exclusively using it for Tommy? What do you think is gonna come up with Landmine Lilli?
I mean, right now the plan is just her and Tommy gonna be rolling together.
Mm-hmm.
I would be surprised if she's able to synthesize this on her own, especially since it was created in the lab. You have all these researchers putting this together.
Right.
I don't think she's just gonna come up with this on the fly. So they're gonna need Claud to continue to supply Dahlia for them.
Right, but remember, you know who's currently making Dahlia? That doctor.
Yeah, so she's going to have to go into be trained by the doctor. Mm-hmm. You're not just going to do this on your own in the kitchen.
Now, people, you know this doctor is going to have a whole lot of questions. Well, we'll get there. I don't want to get on my horse and move too fast. We'll get there. Now, see, this was this hypocritical Republican bullshit I'm talking about right here. You got this Negro who edge up line is going backwards looking like the Joker. That's what his edge up line looked like. He up here trying to have hypocrisy on Diamond, telling him, hey, man, them drugs you was passing out, they hurt somebody. You think that the person that he was talking about is his sister?
Yeah, I think it's his sister.
Okay.
He was referring to.
Yeah, that's fine and dandy. But this MF is a hypocrite, because how you chastising somebody else for what they doing in the streets when, like Diamond said, you sitting here taking the white man money. Take it away, honey.
And you basically helping, you doing the same thing Diamond doing.
Exactly.
So Diamond, he got his feet to the street selling the drugs, but you're actually protecting someone who's doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. So you in their pocket. So you doing the same thing Diamond is doing. And once he called him on it, he didn't want to talk. Get out my car.
He didn't want to talk. like I said when we was watching, get out the car, edge up line looking like your beautiful chin.
Oh, goodness. A
straight you. Yeah. You need to shut up with all that hypocrisy.
Mm-hmm. Conversation was over after that.
Yeah. And I guarantee you that's not the only person. The white man ain't the only person he taking money from. What you want to bet?
We said he double dipping.
Yeah, he double dipping. He double and then got the nerve to come up here and be conscious. Crank that car up and go home. Yeah. Got the nerve to be conscious. Now here's the thing. Diamond seemed like he too much of a G to rat on Seamus. But do you think if Seamus pushed him too hard, he will go tell those police officers he was talking about?
Oh, of course. I mean, he'd already told him if you end up in jail, you ain't gonna do too well there.
Thank you.
Yeah. So get off my back.
That's right. Post your comments. How long we got before Seamus die? Just post your comments, because he ain't gonna make it long. Oh boy. Then we get on Jannard and E. Basically, Jannard is feeling very disrespected by Jay because he's running around with these white people.
Right.
He's doing too much white people running around. Mm-hmm. And E basically said, look, bruh, if you unhappy, break away.
Right.
And then in one big heaping of cocaine snort, Jannard's like, nah, bruh, I ain't worked this hard for 15 years to just take my money and go, I'm going to stay.
I mean, did you see what's the guy name who's not Jannard? E.
Yeah.
You see him flinch a little bit when he took that. Like,
damn, dude, you
slow down.
You got a hoover in your nose, huh? Just sucking up like a vacuum.
Right.
So what did you where are we going with Jannard now? It seems like they about to make Jannard a super duper antagonist at this point. Because this
right here, you get the impression that that's what he's going to be. Mm-hmm. But he does some stuff later in the episode where you questioning, okay, where does his loyalty lie, or has he, flipped, or where is he? We don't know where he is right now in terms of his headspace.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you guys watch my trailer breakdowns, they had this clip in it, and I told you one of these two would be Mucinex, and guess what? This is Mucinex.
Milkovich or something like that?
Whatever.
Oh, goodness.
Whatever. And Mucinex killed one of his soldiers because he is so mad about what happened to Tatiana, what happened to Lilli, and Homeboy was just saying to him, what the hell you worried about Tatiana for? She's nothing. He was like, bro, poop. Yep. And he's telling his soldiers to get Tommy. Now, honey, I'm looking at this dude. He don't look that menacing to me. He could be. Mm-hmm. Now, we've seen people on the first power some of them dudes look very menacing. Post your comments. Does Mucinex look very menacing to y'all?
He look menacing to me.
He don't look menacing to me, man.
No.
He look like he could be Flynn's cousin. And Walter Flynn does not look menacing. Paulie looked more menacing than Walter Flynn. Hell, Paulie looked more menacing than this dude. This dude he looked like he could be one of the soft villains in one of the Taken movies or something like that.
Oh, goodness.
Like, I mean, but you know, it's whether you look menacing or not doesn't make a difference. It's what you do.
I mean, and
it's
the
what
way
you do.
The way he shot that guy, as soon as he let it slip out of his mouth, that whatever her name wasn't nothing.
But nothing.
I guess they setting the stage telling you he menacing.
He menacing. Yeah, he's very menacing. If he would, okay, well, I'm about to get on the horse, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get on the horse later. All right. So now we get our first scene with what's her name? Mai. Who threatens Claude and says, "I will leave. Don't let me make the mistake of thinking I picked the wrong Flynn." I was starting to really get into Mai. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Mai, played by Paulina Wynn, will be coming to this channel on the 23rd at 9 p.m. Make sure you come, bring your hammers, ask your questions. She has a great social media presence. I will introduce you guys to her and have a lot of fun. We'll talk to her and ask her all the tough questions. But she's basically telling Claude, look, we got to move these drugs.
Right.
And Claude is like, just hold your horses, just pipe down. We're going to get it moved. Yeah. Why is Mai in such a big tizzy?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. What's the rush?
Yeah.
She's very,
Yeah. Why is she in such a hurry to get these drugs moved? Who's putting pressure on her?
Who knows?
Is anybody putting pressure on her?
Who knows? I mean, granted, if she can't be the only one who knows about these drugs, so it's got to be a team behind her, or other people behind her who's trying to move them.
The doctor wants them moved. Maybe some people that was on that board for the venture capitalist movement want some move. Maybe some of them is crooked. Because usually, honey, it's hard to be involved in certain things when you are of so much financial status that you don't kind of get into that gray area. Maybe it's not illegal, but it's unethical. We know these people will step their toe right wherever they can to make some money and cover it up. Yeah. So maybe some of the VCs that help supply the money to the doctor is putting pressure on May to get this thing done. Mai. And I'm going to ask her all these tough questions when we get a chance to see her because we want to know. We get a scene where Tommy has made a deal with Diamond. He's made a deal with Vic. And in this moment, he's telling Diamond, look, man, I'm going to need all your soul. I'm going to need Jannard too. And, Diamond basically says, Jannard, I can talk to him, but I don't know. And Tommy decides, look, it's three of us. It's supposed to be 33% apiece. I'm going to give up my extra percent to you to sweeten the deal for Jay.
And that was smart on his part.
Very smart.
Because Jannard is all about, who is in charge or who look like he's all about appearances. And if he gets that extra 1%, and he's all about money too.
Yeah.
If he's all about appearances and money, by them getting that extra 1%, it makes them look like they pulling rank over the others.
Exactly.
So they was screaming his language, speaking his language.
And then right after that, we see Diamond go and sew it up with him. Jannard said, I'm all in. And we about to have a big battle. I was thinking they might kick this battle to like another episode, but no, people. They didn't do that. They jumped right into episode 5 and give y'all somewhat of a battle, which makes you wonder, how are you going to top this? Because this battle at the end of this episode could have been something that you could see in a finale. This was like a finale episode. Yeah. So now you've got to be wondering what more is going to be done as the season progresses. And then we get this episode was full of so many one-liners, great one-liners. We had one-liners from Paulie. We had one-liners from Flynn. We had them from Tommy. We had them from Diamond. And the show-stopping stealer of this season is my girl, Landmine Lilli. This was a wonderful conversation where her and Tommy was talking about she need to get the hell out of town.
Right.
She was like, I'm not going anywhere. All I know is this. And then she turned it on Tommy and said, this is all you know.
Right.
And then they was able to come to an agreement. Tommy said, I got you. You got me. And it was sold up. How'd you like that?
Yeah. I mean, so that established that there in business together. They're partners.
They're
They're
partners.
going to work together. They need each other. Basically.
They do.
And so Liliana is saying she's not going anywhere. I don't have no place to go. And she's willing to risk her life to stay because she doesn't have anything else to do or to live for. And I think it also created an emotional bond because she feels like here is somebody who's finally trying to look out for me, who cares for me and looks out for me. And so I trust basically you with my life is what she was saying.
And you notice how they both don't have really no family except for Tommy's got his brother.
Yeah.
Lily don't really got no family. What family she does have, she don't want to take no mess to their doorstep.
Right. Yeah. And she teared up. She was very emotional and basically all we got is each other. So let's do this.
But listen to this. Lily says she don't want to take no mess to her family doorstep. Tommy got a brother right here in Chicago and a nephew he don't even know about.
I mean, but who knows that right now?
The mob. They know everything.
I mean, do they know? Who has Tommy told anybody that he has a brother?
They know everything. We already established that Flynn is related to Tommy because we think Flynn is somehow related to his grandmother, maybe the brother or something like that. They know, and they might wind up putting pressure on. Nobody cares about the grandma, so she's expendable.
But does anyone know that Tommy is in town and came to visit the grandma?
The Serbs.
When did they find it out?
From Tatiana last week, which was like 2 weeks ago in TV time.
All right.
So and not only that, but Tommy's nephew, who's down with CBI, he realizes that the dad they could hem up the daddy somehow, some way from his association with being down with CBI. So I think that Tommy's family is going to be on the table. And you've seen how at the end of this episode, he is so attached to Lily that even your boy Mucinex realized and said that's a liability.
Yeah, but he didn't say that. I think the relationship between Tommy and his family is so fresh that I don't think right now they're liabilities for him.
Right.
His relationship is stronger. You see, he's more emotional about Lily than the others. So I think they can hold Lily over his head, but I don't think that relationship is strong enough for them to say that his family is a liability.
And guess what? They can hold Lily over my head too, because she's been my favorite character so far this season. I can't call her a TV wife because my plate is already full with Vivian on Bel Air, but I'm about to have to cut her loose, honey. But that's another show for another day. I'll tell you why I need to come back home from her, because she messing up with light skin. Light skin.
I haven't watched it yet. Keep going.
Well, just remember this term: light skin, eyes, tapestries, Art Deco.
Okay.
Just remember that.
Just go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Tommy meets Claudia. She needs this product moved. Tommy wants to run point. Tommy wants 70%. She's like, fuck no. I'm not giving you no 70%. But they do wind up agreeing to let him run point and go 60-40 his way.
Right.
You think this is a good deal for her?
It's a good deal for Tommy. I'm surprised that she took a deal like that. I mean, it tells you she's desperate. Like he said that you don't have nobody else to move it. So when you see,
wait a minute,
what?
She got her cousin or whoever the dude was that's friends that she gave product to last week.
Okay.
Hell, she got him.
Then why are you giving up 60%?
Because she needs to move more.
She's desperate.
She should have said, Tommy, you get 50 and you can run point. That's what she should have said.
But she didn't. So she
didn't.
does, meaning she's desperate.
How is Vic gonna feel when he finds out Tommy is back here double dealing with his sister?
I didn't think about that.
You gotta think about, honey, you gotta think like your husband, the whole picture. You know,
he got this side. I'm sure he's not going to be happy with it because he might be just like the daddy. Leave my sister out of this. Let her kind of stay in the palace and run the books and leave her. Out
the brother don't look at the brother is down with the women's movement. He's down with women being able to be empowered and stuff like that. But I think he's going to have a problem with her working with his business
with
partner.
him not knowing about it.
Right.
So we're supposed to be sort of boys, me and Tommy. And you got this side deal with my sister.
Yeah. And wait till he catch Tommy having something that comes out of his side in his sister. That's gonna be even worse. He done left
the sister and his girlfriend.
Well, he done left the girlfriend alone. He done left the girlfriend alone. I think that what's gonna happen is Tommy gonna mess with Claude, and Glow gonna find out about it, then she might feel some kind of way. You slept with this bitch.
I still don't think Glow is looking at Tommy that way at all.
That's what you said last week, though. No. Last week you said she was.
No, because you misinterpreted what I said.
No.
She's not looking at him that way.
Last week you said she looked like a woman who was not done with that pee-pee.
Okay, and it's just something to do.
So if you screwing some male who's just something to do, and then a woman who comes to your bar who acts like a bitch and tries to buy you off with land to leave your brother alone, and you find out that a man you just slept with is now screwing her, you probably gonna feel some kind of way about that.
Not if there's no strings attached. Not if she doesn't have any emotion whatsoever.
I don't like to screw women who have certain attachments to other people that might have dirty penises.
You basically saying that Tommy can mess around with Glow and have no emotional attachment to her.
Absolutely not.
But she can't mess around with Tommy and have. Some women are built like that. Some women can do it. And I'm saying Glow is falling into that category. That's how I look at it right now until I see something different.
Okay, well then how is Claudia gonna feel that Tommy slept with Glow? After they sleep.
If Claudia don't care about Tommy and don't have any emotional attachment to him, she shouldn't care either.
Lots of more stories. We'll see. All I know is your boy usually is right over here, and I can't wait. Matter of fact, I don't usually do this with the wife.
Oh, goodness.
In my hands, Exhibit A, I'm going to start taking notes on the wife because men, let me tell y'all something. We don't do enough of this stuff. We done heard every story about how women have diaries and notebooks and stuff tucked up underneath their Louis Vuitton pocketbooks. Men, get you a notepad, take you some notes, and throw it right back in their face. Let me take my notes here. Okay, you said she ain't gonna care. Gotcha. Moving right along. Okay, then we get to Tommy winds up following the plan that Claude put in place about she needed someone to hem up her partner, her girlfriend.
Right.
So Tommy goes hem this brother up, who's the driver and delivery driver, and while he hems him up, honey, he gives the man a job. Look, the dude said he making $30 an hour. Where they do that at? He already making $30 an hour to transport. He don't know what's in the tub. He's clueless to what's in there.
Right.
Tommy gives him a stack that had to be at least 2-3 G's and said, I like your styles. I'm going to hire you. Tommy going to keep him as a driver. How long before this dude die?
I don't know.
He's going to kick the bucket, honey. There's just no, anytime you find a character who's in a bathroom, they wind up dying.
Oh, good.
I can list off movie after TV show after movie where you find people in the bathroom sitting on the toilet and they wind up dying. This dude, he's good as dead. Good as dead. Roadkill. Vulture's going to be eating off of him. He's going to die. But I like him for now. And I would like to see how Tommy's going to utilize this dude in his organization besides just being a driver. I think it's going to be more to it than that.
Now, I didn't see this coming. I didn't see, I'm like, oh, I thought Tommy double-crossed Claudia.
No, but
they're working together.
Then you remember when Claude said, I need you to go handle some business for me.
Yeah, but I didn't see this coming.
Okay.
It didn't click with me until he called her and they basically talked about it being done. Yeah.
And then how would he have known the drop site where
I thought he was following her because
he had Lilli
Liliana. Yeah, all she got to do is tell him where it is, so Liliana know where it is or where he's going.
Okay. Well, speaking of Lilli, landmine Lilli, Lord have mercy, Lilli. People, when someone has an addiction, never tell them they are to be locked up in a home with whatever their addiction is. Take a look at the way this woman is looking at them drugs.
Does she have an addiction?
She has a cocaine addiction.
Does she?
Yes. She likes cocaine, honey.
No, didn't you say they got to test the product? Didn't you just said that about Tommy?
I said that.
So Lilli got to do the same. She got to. She's sitting and making it, trying to figure out what it is.
So, does a chemist test their products? I said a cook test the product.
Is she cooking?
No, I said
she not cooking?
No, she is trying to synthesize the product.
She's cooking it.
So does a chemist
taste? If she got to repeat
you are a chemist. Do you taste your products? You taste your medicines you synthesize?
No.
Okay. Lilli, you don't leave an addict.
You don't apply to Tommy, but not to her?
Easy.
Tommy need to sell it. She need to make it.
It applies easy because Tommy already done tried it.
Okay.
Tommy has his thing under control.
And he was stumbling and fumbling when she was asking him to describe what it did.
Tommy didn't want to try it. He allowed Claude to kiss him.
Oh, whatever.
He could have said, "I don't want you to touch me inappropriate like that." That's harassment.
Meaning he wanted to try it.
That's harassment.
Meaning
but
he
anyway,
wanted to try it.
Anyway, Lilli is left alone with nothing but her head. There ain't even no TV in this house.
Right. So what else you gonna do? Tommy set her up for that one.
Tommy told her specifically not to leave
and
the house.
that's another setup. You said don't touch it, don't try it.
Don't leave the house.
Just sit here and stare. Right. No.
And ladies and gentlemen, of course, she took it and it kicked her in the teeth. Next thing you know, she got her coat. You see her silhouette and she's out the door.
No, she done broke every rule that Tommy didn't already established for their partnership. He said, "Are you going to do everything I tell you to do?"
She said yes.
And you ain't going to go nowhere without me knowing.
She said no.
She said yes. Yeah, right. And she agreed.
And next thing I know, the silhouette is out the door.
So it ain't her.
And I was like, Lord have mercy.
Is that Tommy's part?
That's that addiction, man. That's, boy, I felt, I knew something was going to happen. Like, I didn't think she was going to die, okay? I knew she wasn't going to die. But I knew some pain was going to be.
I mean, when she goes, the way she went walking, she didn't know where she was, what she was doing.
This
she just
chick
walked on out.
Like, and she spaced out. You seen the way this drug had Tommy laid on the hood of his car? But the only thing we can say is this chick got to be Superwoman. She has survived so many scars, so many shots, so many beatdowns. This chick is Superwoman. Then we get to Vic and the brand new Maya for this generation. The only difference is I ain't never heard her sing. He done took her out here to a piece of land that's worth $2 million. Right. And it looked like he was in Ireland. He had it rocks and water in it. I was like, damn, is there a piece of Ireland in Chicago? And it's breezy. Now, honey, this is what I don't know. Is it cold where they at? Because he got on a full leather jacket looking like a white Superman. She has on this coat, but a skirt showing her legs. Is it cold? What's going on up here?
It looks like it's cold.
Would you be out with your legs all the way out in the cold?
She was going to the bar, right?
Yeah.
She was going to be in the bar. So they temporarily took a detour. Okay.
Well, while he's out here giving her all his dreams of being with a black woman, and God knows, fellas, when you with a black woman that can do certain things, you just feel like you can conquer anything. But honey, while he's doing that, who is this right here?
All right.
What the hell? Oh, Lord. And for a minute here, I was actually starting to think that they was going to turn Paulie's character because of what happened with his son.
I mean, Paulie, he still worked for
the daddy. Yeah.
Right. They boys.
But I will say this. In the next scene, I think they did show somewhat of a turning of the character because he's in the next scene, he shows Daddy these pictures of him. Daddy's really off the rocker now. He's hot. And Paulie's telling him, you got 2 kids. They both coming for the throne. You need to find a way to make amends with them so you don't be like I am with my kid. So I still see that there's a good side to Paulie. And I think that before this is all said and done, we're going to be rooting for Paulie one way or the other one, and I'll come back to that. But after they have that discussion, honey, Daddy Flynn shows up.
And what did I say last week?
What'd you say?
That I was worried for Glow because if she's in the way of the daddy making his son do what he wanted him to do, then all he got to do is kill her and get her out the way.
He gave a great one-liner in here. He says something along the lines of, Glow, you are a beautiful abyss that a man can fall into. And that just made me look at my wife like, you one of them too. You one of them beautiful abysses that a man can fall into. And when a man falls into a beautiful black woman's abyss, y'all know what happens? A baby comes out. That's what happens. And then he tells Glow, you will never, ever wake up kissing grandchildren by my son. Damn. Talk about that racism, honey. Just racist. What's up with it?
You know what? That's why Glow don't want nothing to do with none of them.
Wow.
It's like I have to deal with you, then I have to deal with your racist behind daddy. So
And her and the sister is friends.
Her and who?
Claud.
I don't know.
Claud, like, there's been times when Vic would show up and talk to Claud, and Claud was kind of consoling Vic about her.
Yeah.
But Daddy is hell bent.
Yeah. So Glow better be careful.
Yeah. So are you making a bold prediction in front of the people right now?
I did it last week. I think something might happen to her.
What does that mean? For all we know, this is something happening to her. What does define something might happen?
Glow is at risk of being killed from the daddy.
When?
This season.
Okay. My notes. Okay. You said Glow will die this season. Crystal.
Oh, whatever.
Okay. All right, moving right along.
I mean, because if she the problem, how you fix the problem? Unless she get bought off, and she already said she ain't getting bought off. So
we don't know. She was looking at that land contract.
So let's say either she gonna die or she's gonna leave town.
Well, Daddy pretty much told her, look, the debt you owe me, you leave my son alone, your debt is wiped clear.
Mm-hmm.
Glow, you better tell him to put that shit in writing, in a contract. Because these people on all these power shows, folks break verbal contracts left and right. Don't even consider something verbal a contract. Then we get on to this scene right here where we've got the CIA, the FBI, or somebody watching the Flynn family, and they know that they're up to something. They know they're making moves. And so they decide that they need to get an inside man in there. And who they look at, they're going to put the squeeze on Paulie.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Now, what leverage do you think it has something to do with his son, or what are they going to have over Paulie's head?
He's a criminal.
Well, all of them are.
Exactly. He's a criminal. The leverage is going to be, we'll reduce your time in jail and whatever else they got. If you rat on the Flynn organization, we're going to reduce your time in jail. But Paulie looked like he is not a snitch. He ain't no snitch. The only leverage they're going to have on Paulie is going to be something with his son. He'll go to jail. He ain't worried about that.
That's what I just said. Something with his son. And you said, no, they're going to get Paulie because he's the criminal.
You said, what leverage do they have?
His son.
Other than the son.
Right.
Is jail time. Reducing his jail time. That's what I'm saying, that they were introduced to him.
Reducing the son's jail time?
No, his jail time. And if that's not working, then maybe they will go after the son. But the son ain't done nothing yet that we know of. Since Daddy gave him all that money last week.
Only a matter of time.
You think he's gonna do something?
The son?
Yeah.
And they probably could find something to get the son on. All you gotta do is roll up on him and find drugs. That's all you gotta do.
Golly, poor fella. All right. Then we get a picture of JP. He's taking pictures. He was going through the VCHR. For my young people that don't know what a VCHR is, it used to be a little device. My grandma called it VCHR. She called it the full name. So I'm going to call it what she called it.
We called it VCR.
My grandma said VCHR, and I'm going to call it the full name. It used to be a little thing where you have a disc about this big, you pop it in, had a remote, you could record and all that, big old tape. All right. JP is taking screenshots of that, of Kate Egan. And then he pulls out this picture, which I think is him with Tommy in the background. And ladies and gentlemen, they got on the same matching outfit when they was told they never spent time together. Honey, what they trying to tell us?
I don't know how they weaving this together, or what the point is. I didn't good catch on the outfits.
Well, that's what you got me for. I'm a detail-oriented person. This has got to do something with the timeline. This has got to have something to do with the timeline and possibly the return of Kate Egan. It's got to have something to do with that.
Come on, Kate.
Something to do with that. And maybe he's trying to string together some information with his father. His father. He's trying to string together some information with that. Are we 100% sure Terezi was Tommy's real daddy? Are we 100% sure about that?
I think Terezi acknowledged him, right?
He acknowledged
he pulled him into the family, and and it was a whole bunch of strife between him and his wife. So I would lean towards believing that I was his son. Okay.
All right. We'll see where they go with that. And then, Lord have mercy, we get a daddy who hate black so bad that he slaps his son. He slaps Vic and tells Vic, get you an Irish woman. And Vic says, well, how'd that work out for you? Daddy says, pow. Look, honey, when the daddy gonna get it? Vic don't want no Irish pussy. Once you go black, you don't go back. That's what it is. That's what Vic trying to tell him. And when is the daddy gonna understand? You either gonna lose me or you're not gonna see me at all. When is the daddy gonna get that? He's telling him, I done went black, I'm not going back. I'm not getting no Irish woman. Thank
you saying that instead of clean the language up, please. Go.
You have nothing to say? I said it all?
No, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about how Claud, how do you feel about how Claud tried to smooth it over with Dad? Said, he's not like you, Daddy.
I mean, she was kind of, in one way, smoothing it over, and another way saying, I told you to put me in, coach.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
So I don't know if she wasn't necessarily helping him out, or she was trying to serve herself, or do both at the same time.
She basically was saying, Dad, he's not like you, put me in the game.
Right.
But she's not quite like Daddy either, because she's trying to diversify the organization. But I can see her running it because, hey, she done showed you. She ain't scared to get a body. Then, landmine Lilli. I told y'all she was going to blow up. She done got caught by the Serbs. They torturing the hell out of her. And she is like a soldier in the military. She ain't saying nothing. So much so, they break her finger, and that finger looked like a question mark. And she gives them the finger. Like, I'm not telling you nothing. Talk to us about how tough landmine Lilli is.
This part was tough to watch, and I wanted them to hurry up and speed on through. I ain't want to see her getting tortured or nothing like that. No, thank you.
Oh Lord,
scene.
You so soft.
Next, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, my wife is the same person who runs from a ladybug. Can't see a finger get broke. My goodness.
No.
So you got nothing from that scene other than Lily's tough.
Yeah, she tough. Next. I don't need to see no fingers hanging off for her to be tough. We saw that when the guy, put the cigar, burned it into her skin. So next.
That, and she's got the scar and all that. Yeah. She tough. Are you going to run from ladybugs this season? Now that we have a daughter?
If they look gangster, we'll see. I'll try not to do it in front of Elle. How about that?
When has anybody ever seen a gangster ladybug?
You ever see? I've seen them. I've seen them.
If you've ever seen a gangster ladybug, post your comments down below. I ain't never seen one. Then we get to Claud shows up to offer Glow $2 million to leave her brother alone. Claud was like, you trying to do me the way your daddy did. Get the hell up out of here. Your daddy is tougher than you, and he's sick.
Now, this makes you wonder, like, is Claud really looking out for her brother? Like, what was her... I wouldn't think she would have tried to solve the situation this way.
How would she try to solve it?
Scenarios. So she could have either went to Glow and said something like, my daddy tripping, but he ain't going to leave us alone. So you might want to, move on, and I can give you some money to help ease the pain, something. But it makes you wonder, like, does she agree with the father? Or because she's saying one thing to her brother, you need to do what makes you happy, screw our daddy.
Right.
But she's also doing something that's not going to make her brother happy. She's kind of doing, basically helping, carry out what the daddy is trying to do.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this confused me. It makes me wonder, like, is she racist too? Like, is Claud racist?
No, she's not. She just got finished having sex with an Asian woman.
Okay, a black woman.
That's true. That's true.
So
ladies, follow me on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Let me break this down for you and my wife. Okay, she considers herself a friend of Glow. All right, she know the daddy ain't letting go. She know the brother ain't letting go. Maybe this was her way of trying to save her friend's life from either one of them, because she realizes that neither one of her siblings and her dad are going to back down. So that means Glow going to eventually have to die. So she's trying to save her life by getting her to take the money and get the hell out.
But you can present it in a different way. She didn't present it that way.
Maybe she didn't want to present it as, look, you need to take the money or somebody going to kill you.
I mean, why not?
Because
she need to say that if that was her angle. It just seemed like she was just as dirty as the daddy coming in saying, "Here, take this money."
Look, and she knows that Glow is going to go back and tell Vic everything they say because Glow went back and told Vic what the daddy said.
Right.
So since the daddy has not yet put a hit out on this girl's life, even though Claudia see it coming, how would Vic feel if Claudia went and said to Glow, "You need to leave before my daddy kill you"? He gonna come cuss out Claudia. Then he gonna go run to the daddy. The daddy ain't even made that kind of move yet, even though we should understand that that's what the daddy is gonna wind up doing.
Glow don't seem like somebody who needs somebody to sugarcoat something for her. So if Claudia's goal was to get her to leave, to save her life, you say what you need to say to get her to leave. And come and be honest and transparent. She was the way she came at Glow made it seem like she agreed with the daddy and here, take this money and leave.
Okay.
She didn't come from she wasn't, sympathetic to her plight or nothing like that. She was just she was cold.
She could have came in there and said, "You need to go or you're gonna die," and not offer her nothing.
That too.
At the very least, you see, now Claudia is doing what the daddy wanted her to do with the councilman. Instead of coming with vinegar, she came with sugar. She came with $2 million to try to smooth it over to get.
But you didn't present it that way. She still didn't present it that way.
Okay. Well,
the fact that my proof that she didn't present it that way is that Glow told her just get out. You worse than your daddy.
But Glow kept that contract for that property.
Is she keeping the money? Is she keeping it?
We don't know if she's gonna keep it, but she kept that contract. If she was really that hell bent on nothing, she would took that paper. But she ain't do that. She kept it, and at the end of this episode, she was looking at it with a fine-tooth comb. $2 million. It don't matter how you shape it up. I don't care if you come in here and you call me every name in the book. You call me nigger. You can call me short. You can call me black. I don't care. If you say, by the way, you can have this and it's $2 million. Okay, fine. Bye. Peace. Appreciate them compliments. And I'm going to take the money. That's what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do with $2 million. I'm going to invest it in some stocks. And then you're going to be worth $10 million in 2 weeks. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to see what Glow going to do. Then we get the almighty shootout. Now we getting somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. The almighty shootout. The Serbs versus CBI, the Flynn's, and Tommy. And Tommy and these guys is kicking ass, taking names, and pulling numbers. But anytime there's a fight, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to lose soldiers. Anytime there's a war, soldiers is going to be lost.
I didn't think that they were going to be the actual soldiers. I thought they were going to have men lined up to help out. So you showed them in formation. And I'm like, oh, I wasn't worried. Ain't nothing going to happen to them. Because they the main guys. I didn't think nothing was going to happen to any one of them until.
Ladies and gentlemen, the guy that Tommy beat up, broke his arm, Vic's right-hand man, Cy, was the first casualty. And I already knew in my brain, if he got to lose a man, that means CBI got to lose a man or two.
Right.
And it was a Donnybrook, but we'll get back to that in a minute. Honey, this is the last we're going to see of, what's her name? Mai. Mai comes in here running her mouth, y'all. Lord have mercy.
And I'm thinking, you know better than that.
You come in here running your mouth.
Yeah.
And you tell Claudia she's the wrong Flynn. You can't do nothing for me. I'm taking my basketball and I'm going somewhere else to play.
Right.
And try to walk off.
I mean,
but first she slapped her. She pimped. They love pimp slapping people in this series. No, everybody just getting pimp slap left and right. She pimps Claudia. And I'm thinking to myself, this girl's not going to just I thought she was going to grab her by the hair. That ain't what she did. She took that ice pick. Like I said, why the hell is she using the ice pick? Why don't you just get the ice out of the refrigerator? And boy, she got Mai real good. Her eyes almost bugged out. Honey, break down this scene. Look at them eyes.
You walk in with your back turned to a Flynn. You know what this family is about. You know you basically trying to take millions of dollars out this woman's hands after y'all had agreed to be partners. And you walk up out of there with your back turned. No, you know something was gonna happen. She should have been backing towards the door.
Yep. like I've never figured out how somebody think that they just gonna slap somebody and walk out.
Or better yet, she shouldn't have said nothing. She should have got in the car, got on the phone, and told her this on the phone as you driving off.
Well, we done seen Claudia know how to find people on the street.
Yeah, but you got a better chance in your car saying it as you driving off than you do saying it up in the apartment. So
honestly, the way Mai put bass in her voice and was stomping away in this scene, I really want to see what was she gonna do, because I know she's connected to the doctor and she's connected to venture capitalists. So I'm thinking, oh man, this is about to get even better, because now you've got her taking her drugs from Claude and is going to go back to her people. But I should have known. She put the knife right in her back and didn't even think twice about it.
And left it. Was she up there drinking or whatever while the lady was still laying down there on the ground?
She was drinking and she was looking at the body like, what am I going to do with this? Well, Liliana already said that she would love to kiss Claude for some drugs. So there you go. That's going to be my new threesome. Lily, Claude, and Tommy. Damn. Hate to see you go. So we back to the drug deal. I mean, the battle scene. And we already done talked about people losing soldiers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we saw Vic lose a soldier. And in this moment, CBI lost E. And when he went down, Jannard came up here like Rambo, the force of freedom. Just shooting people up. Honey, talk about E dying and what this meant to Jannard.
After Vic lost his boy, I was starting to think, okay, if somebody else goes, who is it going to be? And I was looking at their faces, and he was the next expendable person.
Yeah.
So now they don't have any choice but to believe and run with the crew. So Vic don't have his right-hand man. Jannard don't have his right-hand man. And it's like you kind of shaving off their support in their boys. So now it's just,
you got to trust each other.
Yeah.
To some degree.
Yeah.
But I do feel like this death of his right-hand man, it done something to Jannard. Like he already, did you see the scene where Jannard, they was up here in the balcony? He was looking at Tommy Walt like he was about to shoot him.
He wanted to take a shot at him.
He wanted to, but he didn't. And I think for the sake of him getting control of this pipeline, he's going to wait. He's going to wait till they got control, till Tommy and the boys take out the Serbs. And then he's going to go and try to probably team up with Rojas, shout out to Jay Moore, and come back and take out Tommy. That's what Jannard is playing chess now, I think.
Yeah, so Jannard, he wasn't all that, gung-ho about being involved in it in the first place. And I'm sure he definitely wouldn't have done it if he thought he would have had to sacrifice E for it.
Right.
Because when it comes down to it, it's still all about, Tommy.
It is.
We're doing this because of Tommy. Tommy got involved. He in your ear. He got us out here going against the Serbs to form this super crew with people we ain't used to mess with in the past. And now then lost E over it.
Maybe they should have left E home, because he ain't looked too happy using that gun out. His gun shooting skills wasn't that great. It might should have left him home. Because I think there is no way he should have missed that dude that shot him. No way he should have, but he did. It's TV. Huh?
I mean, it looked like he was all exposed. He just all out in the open shooting. I don't know.
I didn't want to see him die this quick. I guess that's why I'm mad. I'm mad because I was liking the dialogue between him and Jay.
Yeah, I'm more surprised about him than I am about the other guy.
Okay.
Than Vic's boy.
Right. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we get to the climactic end where we've got a bunch of questions involving Jay. Take a look at this.
You're bleeding.
That ain't my blood. Fuck. Come here.
Oh, motherfucker.
Okay.
Oh, that shit, that fucking hurt.
All right. Let me see. It went straight through. It's clean. God damn. You're gonna be all right. But here, look, just grab it.
I'm laughing because Tommy's so funny. Tommy told me something. It went straight through. You're clean. You're going to survive. Tommy, You still can bleed out, dude. It's like, like just because it went straight through don't mean it's a life sentence to live. And she's actually talking about something hurt.
Right.
After all this girl has been through,
Right.
Landmine Lilli actually said something hurt.
Right.
She acting her ass off in this series. I just can't deny that. But the big question, honey, they got Landmine Lilli. There's a shootout involved that saves Landmine Lilli. What was Jannard's motivation? Because that's what we want to know. Did he do this to try to take out the Serbs? Did he do it because he was trying to save Lilli? Or is he saying, I want Lilli and I want to be the one to take out Tommy because I do want Tommy to successfully take out the Serbs so I can have control of these blocks. And look at the way they panned on his face. They're obviously showing him that whatever the switch is in your brain to make you crazy, it just went off in him.
Right. He's a new person. So we have to figure out we have to learn who Jannard is all over again.
Yep.
Because he didn't, like you said, he done lost his boy. The question is he going to be loyal to the new union that they formed, or is he going to go extreme in the other direction and just take everybody out and form his own?
Well, you don't make somebody have a face like this for them to be loyal to nobody but themselves. But it does beg to wonder, is there some feelings for him with Lilli? Because honestly, he saved Lilli.
Right.
Now, I don't know how the dumbass Serbs, the shootout is coming. You just let Lilli run over to Tommy.
Right.
You know, Lilli should have got shot, y'all, because she had to come from one side of the street to the other. So she should have got shot. But the dumbass Serbs, I can easily see Mucinek shooting whoever let Lilli go. I can see that happening next. Who let her go? Poop, you're done. But what is Jannard's motivations? Let's see what the people are saying.
No, I was a little worried because when they were sitting and lingering in the street and he looking trying to figure out where she was shot, I was worried that somebody was going to shoot them because the Serbs were still on the scene, getting into the van, getting ready to leave, and they just sitting there. So they had every opportunity to just turn and take Tommy and Liliana out at that time.
They did, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So, people, what do you think Jannard's motivations are? How y'all feeling about Jannard? Let's read some comments. Let's see. Why did he burn his car? I think he burned it, and he burned the evidence just so that there's no evidence. He took off his gloves. He threw the gun in there. He threw the face in there. I just think he wants to get rid of all the evidence. Let's see here.
So maybe if they find the car, he could say it was stolen. You know, somebody stole my car and did whatever they did. You can't necessarily link it to him no more.
The car is probably stolen anyway. That was not his Lamborghini truck. That was a Ford Expedition.
All right.
You know, so I don't even think that's a problem.
Okay.
And you know, probably the same equipment he used when he just helped Tommy take out the Serbians probably was the same gear he was wearing then. So he just burned it all up. There ain't no evidence gonna be on me. I'm just burning it all up. I think he might have been trying to serve two purposes. Take out Serbs if possible, maybe save Lilli, so that eventually I can get to the point where I can cut out Tommy. Tommy's a white cancer for him, and he's gonna want Tommy out. Let's see what your people are saying. I think Jannard in all with D, Tommy, and Lilli. So we got Cannibal Foreman thinks that Jannard is in with everybody. I'm gonna have to totally disagree with you, my man.
That he's all the way dialed in with them.
Yeah, he thinks. Yeah. I don't agree with that. Wait a minute. Whoa, I like Mr. Comment. Jannard is in love. Like Pauline said, love is like a tornado. I think he got feelings for Lilli. Look, honey, anytime
when Tommy said he needed somebody to help save Lilli, and what's his name?
Diamond.
The Diamond said that's on you because we did what we said we were gonna do. Jannard did kind of look. He looked a little bit longer than everybody else. Like, okay, I might need to help you out.
And do you think that when Lilli and Jannard hook up, will she tell him about this new drug she about to start making and share some of it with him?
Well, they're all in it. They're going through all this so they can sell that. That's one of the drugs they're supposed to be selling, right? Yeah. So I don't think it should be a big secret amongst all of them. I
think somehow he's going to try to undermine this organization.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how is he going to try to undermine this organization. Say, let me see here. That's Miss Rivers. Jannard want Liliana to kiss his ear. he on some scar fetish. I said that last week. I was like, after he got finished making love to her deep river scar, he probably wanted her to stick her tongue all in his cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
I was like,
she got a lot of new scars for him now. The shoulder, the finger.
Oh my God. Yeah, man. I mean, that chick. But I still believe, my people. Y'all follow me on this one. At some point in time, Jannard is going to reach out to Rojas. Because Rojas he got heat for Diamond. He definitely going to have heat for Tommy when he find out what's going on. So I think at some point in time before this thing is over with, we're going to see that happening. And is Power about to go on like a break or something? Because this was a pretty good 5th episode. I think they're only doing 10. So are they about to do some mid-season break and not come back to like April or some junk like that? I mean, y'all post your comments, let me know. Let's read one more, honey, before we get out of here. Jannard was coming for Tommy. Tommy is messing up things for him. Okay, I can see that. But, you know, he missed. He ain't getting nobody but Lilli. And let's see here. They say 2-week break after episode 8. Okay, so after episode 8, they're taking a 2-week break. Okay, I guess we can live with that. All right, y'all. Well, that's going to do it for us. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. I will be back tomorrow with the trailer breakdown. And I got another video I'm going to review and drop for you guys tomorrow. Then tomorrow night, I come back with J-Mo, Rojas. I'm going to see what he know that he's willing to give up. And the hammer girl herself, Moochie Channel, putting them hammers up. Subscribe to those channels. Check out my Bel Air videos. They are hilarious. The show is great. Till that next Sex is Hell video, we'll see y'all.